Hey everyone! So, back with another video. Yes, so I wanted to talk about this other situation that has been going viral around social media and, YouTube and the internet. So basically, there's this young black girl. She was on Dr. Phil, and she basically went off, for lack of a better word. She went off basically saying how she thinks she's white and she doesn't like to be black and she doesn't like black people, and she actually, just doesn't just wants to separate herself from being black. She doesn't think she's black. And of course, I didn't see the episode. I saw bits and snippets. I heard the news reports that came out about it. News reports in terms of the people on YouTube talking about it. I heard people on YouTube talking about it. I saw it on a few different pages and things like that. And upon reading the title, just reading the title, I was just like, okay, I'm thinking this is just another self-hate thing. This is one of those intense stories. This is the quote unquote transracial kind of thing. When I first heard about this story, I'm like, oh my gosh, like we still have self-hating people, especially those getting a platform. We still have self-hating people today in 2018. All the positive promotions floating around social media about, self-love and self-worth and things like that. We still have self-hating people in 2018. I feel like although we're not where we want to be yet, we should be getting further. Okay. And of course, there is that small percentage that still has that lingering self-hate. And, there are those Uncle Ruckuses out there. There are those, backwards thinking people. There are those people who are, changing their skin because of self-hate, hating on each other because of self-hate. I get that. However, the way I looked at it from the reviews and, the videos that I've been seeing and watching, I'm hearing that now this girl has actually been outed as a fraud. Okay? And I was actually shocked, but at the same time, I wasn't, because part of me, with the way she was going off, from what I've been hearing, she was saying the most derogatory things about black folks. She was saying the most derogatory things about her own race, how she thinks she's white, she wants to be white, how she just doesn't, connect with the stereotypes, the negative stereotypes of black people, so she must not be black. And I really hate that. I personally have experienced people calling me white, and I don't even know why I use quotes, because that's what they actually called me, because I spoke well, because I can articulate a sentence, because I wanted to debunk and move away from all the negative stereotypes surrounding black people. But I never, ever, ever said I didn't want to be black or I was white. I never connected that. I was just thinking that, okay, I'm just debunking the stereotype, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is what gets me upset, actually, and what I find hypocritical is that black folks will get mad when white folks, specifically white folks, especially white folks, when they call us all the negative stereotypes and they call us ratchet and ghetto, or we speak ghetto, especially if you're from a certain location that's known to be like ghetto. Especially that, we get so damn mad. But when the next black person doesn't, connect with that stereotype, doesn't act upon that stereotype, debunks those stereotypes, we're like, you're not black enough. And I understand that does come from the system of white supremacy. That is a lingering factor, but I see nothing wrong with speaking well. I see nothing wrong with acting well. I see nothing wrong with being educated, sounding intelligent. I see nothing wrong with that. I find it funny how we always want to prove to the next white person, oh, we're better than the stereotype, or when we try to prove that to another black person, that is a possibility to be black and educated and intelligent and speak well and have all these possibilities that white society says we can't have. We tell that black person they're not black. And trust me, it's only the hood boogers. It's only the hood people. Let's just be real. For the most part, it really is these hood people saying that. The ones who will never make it out of the hood, who rarely ever make it out of the hood. Don't even quote Cardi B. Don't even start talking about that, because she's one in a million. Okay? She's that pick your name out of the hat type, shot in the dark type thing. That is not a guarantee for a lot of people who live in the hood. But for the most part, if the people who live in the hood can actually debunk hood mentalities and hood stereotypes, trust me, more than likely they're going to make it out of the hood. And trust me, you're going to be pretty pissed when they do and don't come back. And one of the reasons is because you told them that they were too white. So I can understand why some people would want to say, oh, I'm not black, I'm white, because either they don't connect with the stereotypes, the negative ones that surround black people, or because white supremacy, this is a white supremacy thing as well, makes you hate yourself so much that you just want to not be connected with anything that involves pain, oppression, mistreatment, discrimination. You just want the best of the best. And if that means being white, then some people are like, so be it, I'll try, which is why you have a lot of people either bleaching their skin or, changing their phenotypes or, changing their hair texture and hair color, things like that. But I'm here to tell you this, no amount of you bleaching, no amount of you changing your hair or your face or anything is going to make them see you as more white and less black. And this is why I have a problem with Hazel E. Hazel E has not gotten anywhere in her career. She says she's been in the industry for what? 9, 10 years, 11 years, I don't know, and your career still didn't pop off. Oh no, trust me, you trying to be white is not going to change that. But that's another video for another day. So anyway, yes, this girl has apparently been outed as a fraud, and I actually saw this video on Beautiful Soul Speaks. Shout out to her. And I'm actually new to her channel. I haven't subscribed yet. I just saw a couple of her videos and I really like it. But apparently this young woman, her name is Treasure, and I didn't mention her name before, so I apologize for that. But the young woman's name is Treasure, but apparently I guess it's something else. But she actually is a fraud from her Facebook page, because her Facebook page back in 2015, she was all Black Lives Matter. She was all police brutality is a problem. She was basically identifying with being black a couple of years ago. So in my opinion, it does seem very fraudulent. It does seem like you're a fraud. Now, granted, this woman has the right to change her mind, her opinion. A lot can happen in 2-3 years. So you never know if her mindset has changed from them. You never know. One day you're here and the next day you're there. And I've been there a couple of times. Or one day I'm in one situation thinking one way, and I'm in another situation thinking another way that I would have said that I would have never been a part of when I was in the previous situation. But in this case, it does seem very fraudulent, because you were all like this, seemingly, and now you're saying, I hate being black, I hate this, I hate that, I want to be white, I think I'm white. And at this point, I also think Dr. Phil may have had something to do with it. And at this point, it's starting to look very suspicious, because Dr. Phil, in my opinion, I know people are still watching his shows, but I'm not sure he's getting those same views as he was a few years ago. So it's time to just come up with something and put people on the show that will go viral. Because there are some things I've seen on his show, and it doesn't look like it's for someone to handle psychological problems, because I've done psychology. I've been around psychologists. I've actually asked questions to people who are psychologists or therapists or people working in that field, and they've basically said, okay, this is usually how a psychologist is supposed to act. I don't see Dr. Phil doing that. He's definitely been criticized before for actually, not portraying the ethical role of a psychologist, and he is seen as more of a talk show host than a psychologist, and in some way I do agree with that. So the stories and the cases he has, I'm just saying this looks more like a talk show host fix my life than an actual psychologist. I don't necessarily see him, actually trying to, well, he does try to talk to them, but I don't necessarily see him try to work it out in the sense of a real psychologist. And a lot of things with psychologists, like, they'll tell you that the sessions you have with psychologists are confidential. So that's why a lot of people may not know that you're in therapy or group therapy, because you're not supposed to really tell anyone unless you want to, or for the most part, it's supposed to be confidential. So the stories that come out, I think his show is more of a talk show than an actual psychologist therapy show. It really is, in my opinion. But anyway, I do understand why this girl will probably go out and say all that. Now, if she really feels this way, I do blame society, white supremacy, and white people, and in some cases, other black people too, because enough black people can make you not want to be black, okay? And you could take that any way. But on the other hand, I also, if she is a fraud, from what I'm seeing, which is kind of true, I mean, I'm glad she may not really feel this way if she's a fraud, but I'm really pissed off that you would actually go through all this to make people feel the way they are, make people feel hurt, feel angry, go viral. And what checks is she gonna get from this? I guarantee she's not going to get paid like the Catch Me Outside girl. She's not going to get paid like Daniela Bregoli, a.k.a. Bad Baby. She's not, even if this does. Because remember, Sharkeisha, that thing went viral, and I don't think she's receiving any checks from that. The fact that you did this just to go viral is sad, and it seems like trolling is just the new way to get sufficient income. That is just very selfish, very wrong, and it's kind of makes me feel like, what is our world coming to? You know what I mean? So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this whole situation in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will hopefully see you in the next video.